1,500 years, in India, the muezzin's call has rung out calling the faithful to prayer. For 1.5 millennium, there have been Muslims in India, but never before has one aspect of the Sharia or Muslim law been the matter of as much debate as it is today.
जैसे इस्लाम में औरतों का क्या स्टेटस है और पर्दा जो है
Triple talaq is not an event that is completed in one go. According to the Quran, triple talaq is a process that must be completed over a period of 3 months. However, this is also one of the most abused and misused provisions of the Quran. Triple talaq or talaq-e-bidat, an oral divorce pronouncement whereby the mere utterance of the word talaq 3 times in one go annuls a marriage or nikah.
तलाक़-ए-एहसन के इरादतन जो है तलाक़ दी है क्योंकि इरादे के साथ जो है.
As per Muslim tradition, nikah is essentially a contract laid down in a nikahnama drawn between the husband and the wife. The marriage, therefore, is a contract and not a divine sacrament.
उसकी इज्जत उसी के घर में जो है करने दो.
In Islam, everything flows from the sunnah or the deeds of the Prophet. But talaq-e-biddah or oral divorce is not as per sunnah.
मेंटेनेंस के बारे में क्या कहा गया?
मेंटेनेंस के बारे में जो है
For triple talaq, one does not need any evidence or witnesses. Neither is there any need for registration or to give in writing. The mere pronouncement of these words leads to a unilateral decision of divorce binding on both parties. And therein lies the issue. Can the custom of triple talaq be done away with in India or not? Who will take the call? Those who practice it or those who suffer because of it? Will the judiciary stay the course or will the executive bring in an order?
Lost between the extremes of politics and religion is the story of instant triple talaq, or as it is called, talaq-e-bidat, something disliked by God. Lost between the tussle of theology and law is the story of a Muslim woman. Is triple talaq the reason for her social disempowerment, or is it merely the tip of an iceberg?
तलाक़ के ज़माने में हुक्म यह है कि तलाक़ देने के बाद औरत घर ही में रहेगी, ना वो मर्द से निकालेगा ना वो खुद जाएगी. ये कुरान में साफ अल्फाज में कहा है. तलाक़ के बाद ऐसा नहीं कि तलाक़ दे दिए तुमने और से कहा कि निकल जाओ या वो खुद चली जाए, ये नहीं होगा. घर ही में रहना चाहिए. घर में रहने का फ़ायदा ये है कि गुस्से में तलाक़ दे दिया या कोई बात हुई तो एक दूसरे को देखेंगे, समझेंगे, बच्चों को भी देखेंगे कि भाई बच्चों के साथ माँ का क्या रवैया है. दूसरी बात है माँ नहीं रहेगी तो बच्चों का क्या हाल होगा. ये सब चीज़ें देखने का मौका मिलेगा. इसलिए कुरान ने कहा कि तलाक़ देने के बाद न तुम निकालोगे न वो जाएगी, घर ही में रहना चाहिए 3 कोर्स तक. ये कानून ऐसा नहीं है कि भी मुसलमानों ने ईजाद कर लिया हो, बल्कि कुरान में कहा गया है कि ये इस बीच में ये 3 महीनों में या 3 कोर्स में, कभी कोर्स का वक्फा लंबा भी होता है कम भी होता है, इसमें वो यहीं रहेगी और इसके साथ रहेगी बच्चों के साथ. तो अब इसके बावजूद अगर कोई शख्स ख़त्म कर देता है और अब अगर उससे न माने तो औरत के लिए बड़ी परेशानी है.
Salma doesn't know the exact age at which she was married, but she knows that it was about 8 years ago. She has 2 children, but has lost her ability to see, think, remember and walk, thanks to domestic violence. Her mother and a local NGO worker says that her husband has orally divorced her and remarried. But Salma is slowly losing her ability to remember and accept.
क्या वजह थी कि शादी टूट गई आपकी?
कोई वजह नहीं थी दीदी, कोई वजह नहीं थी. मेरा मकान उनकी झुग्गी में रहती हूँ, उन्हें मुझे निकालते थे, मुझे बोलते थे निकल निकल. मैं निकलती थी, मेरे को बोलते थे, मैं कहती थी मैं निकल ली. मेरा आदमी मना करता था, मैं क्यों निकलूँ, मैं भाग के थोड़ा ना आई, शादी करके आई हूँ. मैं ऐसे बोलती थी, मेरे को मारा था उनने. मुझसे ससुर ने और मुझे सास ने और नंद ने माना था, उनकी लड़कियों ने।
इतनी मारपीट, इतना बदसलूकी, इसके बाद आप क्यों चाहती हैं?
मजबूरी है मेरी, इसलिए चाहती हूँ मैं।
क्या मजबूरी है?
इन लोगों की मैं इतनी सुनती हूँ, मैं इन लोगों की सुनती हूँ, मेरे से बढ़ते सब मेरे से हाथ परेशान हो गए ना। घर वालों की बात है, अपने घर वालों इतने बुरा बुरा बोलते हैं मुझसे।
तुम आसपास और लड़कियां भी देखती होगी ना जिनके साथ ऐसा हुआ होगा?
नहीं, किसी के साथ नहीं हुआ, बात दीदी मेरे साथ ही हुआ है।
साथ नहीं है
तो उसको तो छोड़ा, वो चल सकती है, फिर सकती है, दे सकती है, सब कुछ कर सकती है वो।
तुम ऐसे लोगों के पास वापस जाओगी तो वो जिंदा रहने देंगे तुम्हें?
चाहे मुझे रहने दे, चाहे ना देने दे, मैं मर जाऊँ बेशक, मैं उसी घर में जाना चाहती हूँ, मैं किसी और के पास नहीं जाना चाहती। इज्जत नहीं होती औरत की।
और जिस आदमी ने तुम्हारे साथ ऐसा किया उसके पास वापस जाने में इज्जत कैसे?
उस आदमी ने क्या करा मेरे साथ? क्या करा है मेरे साथ? कुछ भी नहीं करा।
उसके घर वालों ने मारा पीटा तुम्हें?
उनके मुझसे ऐसा खालू ने मारा था मुझे,
और
खालू
उसे
ने,
रोका
मौसी
नहीं?
ने।
उसे रोका नहीं?
वो है ही नहीं थे घर पे, तो रोकते कहाँ से?
Salma's story stands to define the socio-economic context in which the realities of Muslim women operate. She had paid a handsome dowry, was a victim of domestic violence, and has been denied her meher, a sum of money paid to Muslim women upon divorce. She has been denied meher because her husband refuses to give her any proof of divorce in writing. Like Salma, 32-year-old Shaina has also survived domestic violence and abuse. But she has started her life afresh with her 16-year-old daughter. Shaina was married in 1998 to a man in Farrukhabad. She alleges that her husband bought a woman from Bihar and then married her. She did not give her consent to the marriage. He has orally divorced her many times, but she hasn't been given any maintenance.
आपको लगता है आपके पास एक रास्ता होना चाहिए कानून के पास जाने का, इसलिए क्योंकि इस समय आपके पास कानून में कोई रास्ता नहीं है इसका?
अब कानून के पास तो रास्ता क्या है? मैं तो जा कहते हैं तो ये सब ये कहते हैं कि कोर्ट में जाओ, मुकदमा दायर करो। मुकदमा तो कम से कम 10 साल हो जाएंगे, तब तक हम लड़ते ही रहेंगे ऐसे ही।
आपके धर्म में या मजहब में जैसे हर तरह के लोग होते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जो बताते हैं हमें धर्म की बातें, हमें क्या करना चाहिए। कभी उसमें से किसी ने सामने आके आपकी मदद की हो या?
नहीं, ऐसा किसी ने नहीं कहा। जो कोई भी हमारे धर्म का था वो यही कहता तुम भी रहो वो भी रहे, दोनों जने मिलके रहो। आज हम दोनों मिलके रहेंगे, घर में आके लड़ाई करेंगे, वो हमें पकड़ेंगे हम उन्हें पकड़ेंगे, तो इसमें क्या फ़ायदा है?
आपकी 16 साल की बच्ची है, आप उसको कैसे बड़ा करना चाहेंगे?
अभी तो पढ़ा रहे हैं, उसके बाद में जो उसकी चॉइस होगी वो करेगी। मतलब किसी अच्छी जॉब लगवाऊंगी, फिर उसके बाद जो मेरे साथ हुआ वो उसके साथ ना ही हो, वो अच्छा है।
The story of Salma and Shaina shows that it is not the mere oral, informal nature of the divorce which is the problem, but also the society in which they live. Domestic violence, dowry, lack of enforcement of existing laws, and the long legal battles in courts is what is in store for women. On one hand, there's theology and an academic debate on the pros and cons of the rules of religion. On the other, there's the real agony, pain, and trauma of those who are suffering. Many Islamic religious leaders are of the opinion that some form of codification around instant triple talaq needs to be done. Some have even called the practice objectionable. The Holy Quran prescribes a 3-month process to get divorce and demands a reconciliation process, but this is something that is rarely used.
Triple talaq or talaq-e-bidat has absolutely no mention in the Holy Quran. It is rather a practice which developed after Prophet Mohammed and even historically has been deplored within the religion itself. However, in an atmosphere of abject poverty and rampant violence against women in the society, it has prevailed and law so far has failed to curb it.
कुरान ने जो है एक टाइम में कोई शख्स अपनी बीवी को 10 मरतबा तलाक़ कह दे या 100 मरतबा कह दे या 1 मरतबा कह दे या 3 मरतबा कह दे, कुरान कह रहा है कि वो तलाक जो है एक मानी जाएगी, वो ना कि 3 बार कह के अपनी बीवी से अलग हो जाए, वो एक तलाक है। उसके बाद जो है 1 महीना गुजर जाने के बाद वो दूसरी कहे तो वो दूसरी तलाक है, तीसरा महीना गुजरने के बाद कहे तो इस तरह जो है 3 तलाक़ें होती हैं। अगर वो कुरान कह रहा है कि उसके बाद भी जो है अपनी बीवी को, आपने 1 तलाक़ दी, 2 तलाक़ दी, उसको घर से नहीं निकालो, उसको घर में ही रखो और परेशान करने की नीयत से नहीं रखो कि तुम्हें जो इसको परेशान करना है, रोक के इसको परेशान करना है। तुम जो है इसके हक़ अदा करो, इसका जो है तुम पर जो हक़ है, यानी इसका खाना है, इसके कपड़े हैं, जो भी इसकी ज़रूरतें हैं, इसको पूरा करो। अगर जो है तुम्हें लगता है कि मुझे इसको नहीं छोड़ना, तो तुम उसके साथ जो है अपना मामला कर लो, यानी उसके साथ रहना शुरू कर दो।
There are different kinds of talaq that we recognize in Islamic law, alright? So there will be talaq-e-ihsan, talaq-e-hasan, talaq-e-tawfeed and talaqul bidat. Triple talaq precisely is talaqul bidat, right?
Right.
Now this form of divorce is considered to be the lowest form of divorce even within Islam.
Shaira Bano was served with the talaqnama by her husband of 15 years, Rizwan Ahmad. The mother of 2, after consulting a qazi, decided to challenge the concept of triple talaq on grounds of infringement of her fundamental rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. The sociology graduate has petitioned, asking the Supreme Court to declare talaq-e-bidat, polygamy and nikah halala illegal and unconstitutional on the grounds that they violate the rights guaranteed by the Constitution under Articles 14, 15, 21 and 25. A first such petition where a Muslim woman has challenged an Islamic practice citing fundamental rights. The Supreme Court is faced with 2 challenges to the concept of triple talaq. First is the attack from within the religion that instant triple talaq has no mention in Quran, and hence it is a bad practice and not a part of Islam. The second is a broader challenge based on the basic principles of Indian Constitution that the practice instantaneous triple talaq violates right to equality and dignity guaranteed to all Indian citizens.
एक आदमी 3 तलाक दे दी, आपने कहा कि ये इसे हम नहीं मानते, इसे हम नहीं मानते, ये आपने कह दिया, तो कहे बहुत अच्छा, ना मानिए, और 6 महीने तक परेशान करके फिर दूंगा तलाक। इसमें औरत का नुकसान है। अगर फ़ौरन आप कह दें कि हम नहीं मानते इसे, ये तरीक़ा गलत है, इसे बिल्कुल इनवैलिड है, तो कहेगा बहुत अच्छी बात है, और तंग करता हूँ इसे, फिर दूंगा तलाक। फिर 7-6 महीने के बाद तलाक दी, फिर आपने कहा कि उसे नहीं मानते हम, तो वो तो औरत मुसीबत में पड़ जाएगी। दूसरी बात ये भी देखिए आप, उसे 3 तलाक का हक़ था, उसने एक साथ इस्तेमाल कर लिया, तो कानूनन आप उसे गलत भी नहीं कह सकते।
Though it's a settled proposition that instant triple talaq has no mention in the Holy Quran, yet the intervention of the Supreme Court has raised many eyebrows. Many call the intervention of the government and the political statements coming in as a veiled attack on the Muslim community. But contrary to the political discourse, various aspects of the Muslim personal law pertaining to divorce maintenance have been codified. It is true that the gaps exist, but the process of codification started even before independence.
Under the current statutes, Muslim customs and traditions are protected from state interference. At the same time, the law has codified the rights of Muslim women under which they can seek divorce, like domestic violence, adultery, etc. Further, the law has also clearly laid down the procedure to be followed.
Yes, it does. The Sharia Act says that in the matter of marriage, divorce, adoption and succession, it is the Sharia which will apply. But there is a counter-argument by people who say that the Sharia itself doesn't recognize triple talaq. There has to be a period of reconciliation, etc. But I take the view that even if you have a period of reconciliation, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, it's still unilateral. And it doesn't address the consequences of a breakdown. And courts go by precedence. So it's likely, and it's likely that they will opt for saying that we don't need to decide this question because in any case Islam doesn't recognize it.
And giving some hope to the younger generation, what is better?
What is better?
Yeah.
What is better is to lobby Parliament and insist that equality is introduced on a universal basis for all women in all matters relating to family, custody, guardianship, succession. It's the call of the hour.
The Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan, or BMMA, are now one of the petitioners at the Supreme Court. And led by organizations like BMMA, there is an increasing consensus within the Muslim community in India that there must be greater codification of Muslim personal law. The Supreme Court took suo motu cognizance on the practice of triple talaq. Other victims of triple talaq and NGOs joined the outcry. Represented by Kapil Sibbal, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board is defending the practice of triple talaq on the basis of Article 25 of the Constitution that guarantees the right to practice one's religion freely.
People from Jamaat-e-Islami or All India Muslim Personal Law Board or any of the religious bodies are completely unaware of what the Quran says. Either they are completely unaware, they are ignorant, or they are putting up a show of ignorance. Because if they are so concerned about if they are giving their argument based on the Sharia, if they are giving their argument based on the religious context, then they should better be aware. They better be aware of what the Quran is saying. If they are not aware, then they are not only doing a big disservice to the women, they are also doing a big disservice to Islam itself.
The 5-judge bench comprising of Chief Justice of India is hearing the matter on a day-to-day basis to decide on the validity of triple talaq. The court has so far refused to hear issues of polygamy and nikah halala, putting them aside to be taken up at a later stage. It is a myth that Muslim personal law has been untouched by judicial interventions or by legislations from Parliament. But it is also true that wide lacunae still exists and it needs to be further streamlined. Instant triple talaq is symptomatic of a deeply patriarchal society that can be hostile and violent as well. It is expected that the intervention of the Supreme Court may well be a milestone, but it might still not cure the rampant ills. At best, it will just show the path ahead. For the moment, the Apex Court of India has indicated that if it finds triple talaq basic or intrinsic to the religion of Islam, then it may not interfere with its practice. The Government of India is, however, firm on the issue that if it cannot be done in the court, then triple talaq will have to be outlawed by Parliament.